Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No, I have not.
What do you mean, no? That's kind of weird. You were raised in the Jedi Temple from the age of 9 after all. Shortly after the entire Jedi Order collectively decided to leave your mother enslaved. Backing up a minute. Isn't it kind of wild we did that?
Obviously, attachments are bad.
Which is why I personally always hit it and quit it. But we could have at least hired her as a cleaning lady or something, right?
I mean, seriously, we talk a big game about how terrible attachments are, but we literally have statues of Jedi Masters who leave the Order. If one of us actually has an attachment, we do literally nothing to help out aside from vaguely telling people to train themselves to let go. It just feels like if anything ever happened to your mother, you'd likely hold the Jedi Order accountable. Seems like something which could easily be avoided with a modicum of forethought, especially for a group of space monks who can see the future.
Then again, the dark side of the Force is always clouding our vision these days.
Probably because your friend Palpatine is always collecting and displaying those obscure Sith pieces of artwork. It's pretty weird your Paul friend Patine does that. But I really like the thought of an enraged Darksider sitting down at an easel and calmly painting a pair of Convoris, so I'm not going to be the one to ask him to stop. Regardless, it's not like Tatooine is notorious for being dangerous or anything. Seriously though,
it's weird you haven't heard this story before. We tell it even the smallest of younglings.
Maybe it's because everyone hears it when they're 8 years old. It would be kind of darkly ironic if the fact we hadn't told you came back to bite the entirety of the Jedi Order somehow.
Whatever.
It's some Sith legend they used to turn especially stupid Jedi to the dark side.
Darth Plagueis was a Lord of the Sith who was honestly pretty mid. He could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side. He could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
He could actually save people from dying.
We Jedi can totally do that too. At least as of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, though as I understand it, many Finns have erased that memory from their minds.
Regardless, I'm told the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities, some considered to be unnatural. Unlike moving objects with your mind or jumping super high, or that one time Qui-Gon and I moved super fast but then never did it again, somehow that's not remotely unnatural.
What happened to him?
His little Ben the turd of an apprentice decided to kill him in his sleep because he was too much of a filthy coward to take him head on.
You said he was pretty mid. Is it possible to learn this power?
Yes, pretty easily. It's in the sacred Jedi texts which no one ever reads thanks to Master Yoda's opinion on books, so we left them on some soggy planet in the unknown regions.
Let's hope the dam hasn't utterly ruined them.
That would be kind of embarrassing. Then again, Master Yoda said those books weren't exactly page-turners.
Actually, to be more accurate, he slapped a copy of the books from my hands, said,
"For nerds, reading is..."
and then made fun of me for losing a planet in front of a whole bunch of literal children. Now they call me Obi Wan Kenobi. Thinking of changing my first name because of that. On a semi-related note, I had a plan to flee to the soggy planet I mentioned to exile myself if anything ever went wrong. I thought that I could hide there but then also leave a map behind for people to find me for some reason.
Then I realized that was a very thought-out plan. I recorded it in my journals just in case, but I don't think anyone would ever be so dumb as to adopt that plan.